Now, you may already know this, but there is a dark side to self-improvement. And this dark side, some people talk about, but not a lot of people really harp on it. But the reality is, with success and with self-improvement comes a lot of loneliness. Picture this. You're climbing a mountain, and at the top is everything that you ever wanted. And at the base is everybody else right around you. And the higher you climb that mountain, the smaller and smaller they look, and the further and further you get away from everything that you once knew. That's what growth feels like. As you grow, you outgrow old conversations you used to have, old friends that you used to have, and even old versions of yourself that you used to have. But that's the beauty in it. And although this is a very, very beautiful thing, simultaneously, it feels very, very lonely. And people don't often talk about this, but sometimes you miss that old version of yourself. It's so much more comfortable, it's so much more easy, and it just feels like home. There was a study that once showed that people who consistently work on self-improvement often experience many phases of loneliness because they can no longer relate to their old social circles. So the question then becomes, are you willing to walk alone for a little while until you're able to reach the next point in your life where you meet the people that you're supposed to be around? Or is it just so uncomfortable that you feel the need to have to stay where you are with the same people and the same situations that you've always been accustomed to? Now, here's the thing. The moment you start improving, people will start to take notice. In fact, most people do, especially those who are closest to you. But just because they're noticing that you are changing, it doesn't always register to them as self-improvement. So most people won't be clapping for you. In fact, most people will be critiquing you. Now, there's a story about Icarus that a lot of us heard and knew as children. Icarus flew way too close to the sun and got burned. Simultaneously, Icarus was the only one that had the courage to fly at all. In fact, everybody who was on the ground was making fun of him and rooting for his downfall. And this is a direct parallel for self-improvement within our own lives. When we try to improve, a lot of people will look down on us. They will be rooting for your failure. They will be criticizing you, and they will be asking you why you're looking to do that in the very first place. Things that you'll constantly hear will revolve around, you've changed, you think you're better than us, you try too hard, or what are you doing? The truth is, people criticize what they don't understand, and often they project their own fears onto you. Your growth reminds them of their stagnation. And because of this, they'd rather pull you down from their mountain than try climbing one of their own. The funny thing about all of this though, and the saddest part about it, is that when you reach success, it often attracts shadows. Meaning success isn't a trophy, it's a magnet. Oftentimes for opportunists who are looking for opportunity to win off of what you've been able to accomplish through your hard work and your determination and your journey of self-improvement. There's a story about a tree that was located in the middle of a desert. And in the beginning, it was a very small tree. No one noticed it. But as it grew taller, bigger, stronger, birds came to rest in its shade, animals used its bark to scratch their backs, and people eventually came and chopped the tree down for wood. Success is synonymous with this tree. The more you grow, the more people will look for the opportunity to utilize that success. At first, no one wants to invest in whatever you are doing. They have no faith in you. But the moment you make it, everybody comes out of the woodwork and they're claiming that they've always believed in you. They always knew that you were going to be capable of something of this magnitude, and they want to see how they can become a part of your story, your journey. And sometimes this is the saddest part of all, because then when you make it to where you've always been trying to go, you don't know exactly who to trust, who is coming to you because they actually love you and care for you, and those who are there simply to try to take a piece of the pie for themselves. As you grow and the more valuable you become, the more valuable you are also seen as for other people. And it's hard to know who to trust. But that's why it's so important to build your foundation correctly, to invest in people who always had the best intentions for you and what you were doing, who always believed in you, who always pushed you, who always wanted you to be the best version of yourself, regardless of how much it looked like you changed in the short term. I say all this to encourage you because loneliness is a very tough pill to swallow as you are self-improving. But what's the alternative? Staying the same, living below your potential, not knowing what you could have become. There's a parable in the Bible where Jesus talks about talents that a master gave to his servants. 3 servants in total. The first servant, he gave 1 talent. That servant took the talent, went and hid it under the earth, and made sure that he didn't lose it. The second and third servants received 2 talents and 5 talents. Those who received the 2 and 5 took it, invested it, and doubled the talents that they had and brought it back to their master. The servants who had 2 and 5, the master was pleased with because they took those talents and maximized on them. But the one servant who took it and hid it because he was too afraid to use it or to lose it, the master dealt with harshly. This is an important take on how you should view yourself. If you are given talents, it is a blessing. And I promise you, whether you have 1 or 75 talents, you have talent and you have to maximize on it no matter what. This is by far my favorite parable in the Bible because it truly encompasses the way that we should be approaching life and the way we should be approaching our day-to-day activities. There should not be a day wasted, not a moment wasted, when we're given so much to work with, even when we're comparing to other people where it looks like they have substantially more. We have plenty in the tank and we have plenty of ways to get to our highest level possible. I encourage you to adopt this lifestyle, adopt this mentality. It will change every single day for you, and you will be able to become a version of yourself that is unrecognizable to even you. Because as you're growing and as you're maintaining self-improvement, you are going to see sides of yourself that you didn't even know were inside of you. And as those things come out, the more and more confident you become, and the more and more belief that you have that you will be able to do these things, again, going back to the ego thing, through Christ. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And if there's anything that you guys feel like you can add to this discussion or teach people about how to improve on their life and why they should continually improve on their life, please drop it below in the comments. Love y'all. Peace.